I'm Random Stranger, and I'm continuing my exploration of the Nintendo Wi-Fi network games before the service shuts down forever in a couple of days. This video is going to be all about Trackmania, which received a really excellent port for the Wii, surprisingly enough. It's pretty comparable with the PC version. Obviously the graphics aren't as good, but it's got the track editor, you can share things online, it's got great multiplayer options, especially for hot seat, or just 4 people around the same system, so why is it being really nice? Let's jump into the Wi-Fi connection here. And something about the Wi-Fi connection is that the DLC is actually hidden behind it, which means that when the service shuts down in, I think 3 days at this point, all of this will be gone forever. And these are free DLC. It's not really DLC, it's just tracks you can download from the developers. They also have a rankings chart. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Twister and Seth probably cheated. Times on individual tracks are stored. I can even watch their ghost if I really wanted to. But let's get into this. One thing I'm going to do in the next few days is I'm going to try to store some of these high scoreboards from these games so that there's a final score out there somewhere for people. Not particularly valuable, I suppose, but someone might as well record it. So let's try to find some players. I doubt I'm going to get anybody, but if I do, great. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes here, and rather than having you just wait for this possibility, I'm just going to jump ahead. If I get somebody, you'll come back to a multiplayer match. And if I don't, you'll come back and we'll check out the DLC that will soon no longer be available. See you after the jump cut. Well, I'm back, and as you can see, nobody ever showed up. There's nobody still playing Trackmania for the Wii. Not that I'm shocked, it apparently was a very poor selling title, sadly enough. So, let's check out that Vanishing DLC. Alright, here we are in Turbo 1. The DLC tracks are Turbo 1 through 8. Unfortunately, I'm kind of out of practice here, obviously. So I am not going to do very well at this. But I just want to show out the layout of the tracks. In Turbo 2. I'm actually steering with the nunchuck right now. I prefer to use the motion controls like a steering wheel usually with Trackmania. It's just what I had hooked up. Not good. Turbo 3 is probably the trickiest of the tracks in the DLC. It's also the only multi-lap track. Due to the length and how in these tracks any mistake effectively puts you out of running, that just makes it really hard. The ramps are also really difficult to line up. I like how that little ramp that they have that lets you skip those initial S-curves. It also means if you screw up there, then you lose a lot more time than screwing up anywhere else. Okay, let's move on. Alright, Turbo 4 takes us to a new environment. And a new car. That one's just a high-speed run. Like a lot of these tracks. Alright, Turbo 5. A little bit more open. A little bit more possible to just launch yourself into the wrong spot. I love it when the tracks have multiple paths that you can take. Lined up correctly? I think so. These are just tough courses. Well, I shouldn't say the courses aren't that tough. It's that the ghosts with them are really unforgiving. Yet another new environment for Turbo 6. I don't think that was the intended way to do it, but I'll take it. They really use those turbo strips everywhere on these. Well, we're up to Turbo 7. We're nearly done. Love that big jump. Oh, almost. I might actually get a medal on this. Yeah, right. Here goes my screw up. How about that? Finally, here we are, Turbo 8. I think it's nice when game companies provide free expansions to their stuff, even if it's just little things like 8 tracks. It's just a fun thing to do. Oh, there's where I screwed up. Well, if I hit turbo strips right afterwards, I might actually do okay. And I beat someone. If I kept at this for another hour, I might even start getting silvers and golds. But that's enough for now. I'm going to go try to find an opponent in a different game. Maybe record another video. I might do it with a game that I especially hate and use the opportunity to show why it is such a terrible, terrible game. See you in a bit.